Welcome back to the Movie Draft House. I'm your host, Mark, and that's your host, Jeff.
That's your host, Mark, over there.
Hey, I forgot we were going to do something different.
Did we? I don't think we agreed to that. I think I turned it down because I remember there's one episode somewhere in our archive that's me starting it and it went horribly wrong. And
Kind of scarred
we got
you.
a lot of angry letters.
Yeah, you got a little scar tissue from that.
Indeed, I do.
Just a little apprehensive about starting the podcast. Anyways,
I've never done it before ever in my life on any podcast.
Yeah,
so
I can see where that would be a problem. But Jeff, we should always venture to branch out, try new things.
Okay, I'll try next week.
Okay,
we'll see how it goes again.
Okay, Jeff, tell them what the theme is this month and what we watched this week.
Oh, this month's theme is brought to you by Mark. It is time loop movies. Think of your Groundhog's Day style films where the people live the same day over and over or something like that. Although I think we've been a little loose with it. One of us specifically.
Have we been loose with it?
Final Girls.
Final Girls started out as a time loop movie. I can't help that it did not stick to its own rules.
Did it?
Yes.
No, I know. And I also know that I picked a vampire movie without any damn vampires in it, even though it said vampires. Like, I get it, and I admit it. But,
I feel like you're trying to say that I strayed from the theme here, and I don't think I did.
You definitely didn't attempt to.
Wait.
So we watched... What?
I'm just it's all right. Keep going. It's fine.
We watched Looper from 2012. I mean, it's got loop in the title.
Yeah, right.
How could you go wrong, right?
I'm pretty sure you picked this one. So
incorrect. You picked this one.
Did I pick this one?
Nope, I did. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I picked this one. I was going to blame you. Shit. Now we're right on target with the theme.
Yeah. Right.
So, while this isn't specifically what I would call a Groundhog's Day, like, I think the looping of time is undeniable. And it
here we go. Here we go. We're gonna fit everything we can into this.
I'm hedging my bet. Yeah, absolutely. I'm hedging my bet.
All right.
It's directed and written by Rian Johnson, who I think most notably did one of the Star Wars films.
Yeah.
It stars Joseph Gordon Levitt, Emily Blunt, Paul Dano, and Bruce Willis, as well as Pierce Gagan is a child actor who's in this film, plays a pretty big role, and Jeff Daniels is in here as well. The synopsis from IMDb reads, in 2074, when the mob wants to get rid of someone, the target is sent into the past where a hired gun awaits, someone like Joe, who one day learns the mob wants to close the loop, quote unquote, by sending back Joe's future self for assassination. I had not seen this. I had heard of it. I've heard good things about it before watching it. Have you watched Looper before?
Yeah. Pretty sure I went and saw it in the theaters. I was trying to remember with my wife because she's like, oh, this is a good movie. I've never seen it before. I was like, I'm pretty sure we went to the theaters to watch this one. But I hadn't seen it since. And I remember fondly, this movie. I'm a big Joseph Gordon Levitt fan.
What's not to like?
I remember seeing Once Upon a Time, Brick. Really, my first film with Joseph Gordon Levitt was Angels in the Outfield. But
Angels in America. Okay, yeah,
it was Angels in the Outfield.
I know. For me, it was Third Rock from the Sun. So I got
and
that's not a movie.
And then after that, it was Third Rock from the Sun. And then I saw him in Brick, which is also a Rian Johnson movie, back in 2005. And I remember really liking that movie is because it was kind of, it was different. It was a different movie, different type movie. And so I think 500 Days of Summer came out before this. With Rian,
good movie
with Rian Johnson and Zooey Deschanel,
Wait,
And
did Rian Johnson did
no,
that
no,
one
no, no,
too?
no, I'm sorry. With Joseph Gordon-Levitt and
Yeah,
Zoe Deschanel, and that'd be wild if Ryan Johnson did that movie.
that's a
But
good movie.
it's a fantastic rom com. But it's I'm just a Joseph Gordon-Levitt fan. I have always liked him. I like him in most things that he does. I was really excited when he was in the Dark Knight Rises,
Hmm.
um, and then was kind of disappointed in that movie because he didn't really get a whole lot to do.
Well, he's
Um,
supposed to be like an amalgamation of different Robins, and then he
yeah,
was going to
well,
be the
he's
new
the heir
Batman. Which,
heir apparent, right?
yeah, but he's a great casting for fucking Robin if they did a full on Robin.
Well, I think
Like Joseph Gordon-Levitt would be
I
ideal, at least when he's younger around that time.
when that movie came out, I mean, he's in his late 20s, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but
I mean,
he
like
does.
Nightwing would be
Which who is Nightwing?
uh it's one of
Fucking Robin.
it's one of the Robins, yeah.
After it's the first Robin whose name is escaping me right now.
Dick Grayson.
Not Dick Grayson. I was wanting to say Tim Drake, but I knew it wasn't Tim Drake.
Tim Drake's the one that dies.
Is it Tim Drake that dies and becomes Red Hood? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a DC
Joker
guy.
kills him, and anyway. So I'm a big Joseph Gordon-Levitt fan, and so when this movie, and I forgot all about the facial stuff that they do here to make him look like Bruce Willis in this movie. And so he's really unrecognizable as Joseph Gordon-Levitt in this movie, other than like when he talks and stuff. But
And when he's on screen, yeah, there's that part.
no, because he looks like Bruce Willis. Like
I mean,
Rian Johnson does the CGI on his face the entire movie.
well, there's makeup too,
I
but it's still like
I don't think. I think it was
they have
all
if you
digital.
go. I don't think it's all digital because if you go into the pictures there's him sitting in the makeup chair and they're working on his fucking face.
No.
So
Well, anyways.
I think it's a combination.
Yeah, and I think this is one of Bruce Willis's last really good movies. And I really like Bruce Willis in this movie. I think there's I mean a lot of emotion with his character. He's a reckless badass. And he emotes really. I mean most of the movie he's emoting. But like that's all I needed from Bruce Willis. So you had never seen it, correct? Did we already talk about that?
Yes, correct. I have never seen this.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch it this week. No. Yeah, this is my first go around. And it is really enjoyable. I love a good near future sci-fi. Like so much sci-fi sometimes can be so far in the future. I like things that are just like a little in the future where
Yeah.
the technology has only advanced somewhat, and what those changes mean to the world. Now, while this doesn't get too much into that, because really the big technology is time travel, they get to do a few other smaller things, but it is a near future sci-fi, which I like.
Yeah.
I think the makeup, which I will insist is makeup, on Joseph Gordon-Levitt is really good in moments. Other moments, quite distracting, where I'm like, doesn't quite look as good there. But largely, pretty great.
Yeah.
I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt, of course, is great. And I haven't seen anything he's done that I didn't enjoy. And Bruce doesn't get a ton to do. He is definitely second fiddle here. Someone would say supporting actor, but when he does get to do his action stuff, I kind of got nostalgic for the Die Hard days of Bruce Willis, because that's what I remember him for, is doing that kind of stuff, and of course, Unbreakable.
Do you think, and I'm right there with you as far as Bruce Willis goes, but do you think Rian Johnson was kind of paying homage to Bruce Willis's heyday by having him run around in a white T-shirt for a lot of this
um,
movie.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Because I mean, when he pops up on
It'd be a
screen
happy accident.
in the white shirt the first time, I'm like, oh shit, that's Pulp Fiction. And then he's never in a tank top, but like it just made me think
Yeah.
about the Die Hard, tank top with Bruce Willis, and I don't know. Bruce Willis is one of cinema's great action stars, and I don't think he really gets the credit he deserves as far as being compared to the great action stars of generations, right? Whether it's the 80s or the 90s. But I really think that he's right up there with Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Van
Well, that's
Damme.
why he's in the damn whatchamacallit movies.
Expendables.
Expendables. Yeah, like he is one of the great action stars. He also isn't well, he's undeniably an action star. I kind of don't lump him in with guys like Stallone and Van Damme because that's like a different era to me of action star where you didn't really need to be the best actor, although Stallone's a great actor when he plays Rocky. Um, but you could just be a decent actor and be able to do the physicality and you'd get a long way. Whereas Bruce was an action star with a lot of charisma. So he kind of was a different era to me, like the start of a different era.
Yeah. I mean, it's and I think Bruce Willis is a really good actor too. So it's I mean, and something like I've seen tons of Bruce Willis
Unbreakable.
movies where he is not showcasing his acting too much. But in other films, Sixth Sense is another great one where he's able to showcase his acting. And Unbreakable, like you said, is a really good one. But I think this movie, and I'm going through his filmography here on IMDb, and there's this is really the last one that I saw because he did like a lot of bit roles in other movies. Is because
He was kind of like felt like cashing paychecks for a while.
Yeah. Well, and I think
Near the
I think
end.
maybe his health had something to do with that before we knew about really his health. And so it's really sad that he's not going to be able to retire the way he wants to or go out the way he wants to. I mean, we're likely gonna wake up one day and Bruce Willis will have died. Some unceremonious death from whatever disease he's got, and that's really sad, is because he is one of film's great great figures, and he's not on a Mount Rushmore, I wouldn't say, but if Mount Rushmore had like a smaller mountain right next to it, he'd be on it.
Okay. I'm with you.
So anyways, so this Looper is a very sci-fi movie that takes a weird sci-fi turn about midway through the movie, and it really becomes this time travel / superpower film. And I won't say it's jarring because it's not, because it's handled pretty well. But it kind of becomes another type of movie to me in the second half of this film, and it's kind of it coincides with the introduction of Emily Blunt's character and the kid in the movie, and I just wonder what you thought of kind of the whole superpower telekinesis aspect.
So I felt initially it was gently brought into the movie, and I thought because they didn't do anything with it for so long,
right?
I almost felt like it was just there for flavor. Like this is also happening
Yeah,
in this world, which is I thought a neat idea to have to introduce something that adds to the world, but doesn't necessarily add to the story. Little did I know that telekinesis was going to be a big part of
Yeah.
the story much, much later on in the film. So I did appreciate that it was there. I also like that everyone is just kind of like, we can float fucking quarters, and that was it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like there wasn't like it wasn't like they were superheroes or a special class of people. It's like people who can juggle. I can juggle. Oh, great. That's nice. That's a good skill to have. And that was it. But not even this was like less than that because like it takes time and effort to learn how to juggle. Where these guys just float quarters because they can. It's bullshit. Um, and I guess you can impress women with it, but of course the only woman in the movie is like she doesn't impress me. Of course she can
do it too.
she could do it too. So I felt like it was nice flavor to add to the movie until it then became part of the plot, which I didn't even pick up on for a good bit. Even when the first time that kid threw a hissy fit and she hid in the safe, which how the fuck is she getting out of the safe?
There was a handle inside. I saw it.
Yeah, a handle, and that's it. No turning handle, no unlock thing. Like there should be a safety in there. Like you ever been locked in the trunk of your car and there's like a safety where you can get out?
I have never been locked in the trunk of my car, but I have seen the latch that you can pull should you ever get locked in.
You didn't get in the trunk of a car as a kid.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I was locked in there.
Well, you weren't locked in there because there was a safety, right?
Well, no. From my recollection, I'd crawl into a trunk, but I would never close the. I would never close the
live
lid.
life.
No, I guess not.
You never lived life, man.
Yeah. But those cars in the old days, those cars in the old days, I don't remember having the latch they do today.
Well, the one I was in had it, and I've been in some that don't. Right?
How many trunks have you been in?
More than 2. That's all I can say. More than 2.
Okay.
All of which voluntary, though.
Oh,
so
good. Good. The yeah. So and speaking of the safe, I saw Indiana Jones get in a refrigerator once in a nuclear blast, and he survived. So, it can be done. I will say
that is true.
It can be done. And Steven Spielberg directed that movie, so
well, I could talk to that. He did, but it was more like whatever you want, George. All right, George, you want that? Whatever you want. It was George Lucas's movie.
I hate George Lucas.
I don't hate him. I just don't enjoy when he gets free reign. His movies kind of are butt.
Go listen to Chronologically.
Yeah, there's like there are so many moments you can just point at in that movie and be like, George Lucas, that was his idea. There's like a gopher after he gets out of the fridge.
Yeah.
That CG gopher or something. And you're like, and then there's another thing with giant ants, I think. I can't remember. I hate that movie. But and you're just like, that is George Lucas doing that.
Was Shia LaBeouf's casting George Lucas's idea?
I don't know. And I don't think the casting was the problem with that.
I don't think so either. Right.
Purely story.
I do too. And I actually think Shia LaBeouf would have been a really cool idea as a heir apparent to Indiana Jones. I thought
that's definitely what they were going for,
right.
But I don't know that ever worked.
No,
in history. Like, I mean, it's worked in comics. I mean, you've got heir apparent Batmans and shit to bring it back to Batman, but I don't know that any movie series has ever said, here's the next one, and then moved on to that character. I guess maybe Star Trek, but that's because they had all of the TV series had already started and gone and was like, this is the next group. But really, I don't think that's ever happened. You're not going to replace, as much as I know you like Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
And I enjoy some of his movies. He's not Harrison Ford.
No.
And so I don't think
I do think he could be, and we're getting so off topic, but I do think he can. Shia LaBeouf could have been a a more charismatic but slash edgier Indiana Jones type character. And I just they fucking bungled the shit out of
Well, he
that
had the
idea.
unfortunate of being in a George Lucas joint.
So anyway, bring it back to George Lucas and Looper here. So Rian Johnson famously or infamously directed a Star Wars film. And and people are like Star Wars fans, I know this on the internet, are there's no middle ground with Rian Johnson's Star Wars film. It's either you loved it because it was so vastly different than anything previously, or you hated it.
That's the second one,
That's
right?
the second one
after The Force Awakens. I, as a not hardcore Star Wars fan, really enjoyed it.
Sure.
I think it's the best of the three, frankly.
Yeah, but as a sequel, and then something that sets up a third, which and there's a ton of backstory on, there was Rian Johnson. Some people were meddling. The studio was meddling in Rian Johnson's.
Of course, yeah,
right. It's a Star Wars film, so it's this tentpole, $500 million budget movie, and Rian Johnson is a director who really has kind of these unique ideas for films, and really, I think he got the Star Wars movie based on Looper. I think that was kind of the Looper was the launch point for Disney to consider, hey, let's bring on maybe the next great sci-fi director. And now Rian Johnson really hasn't been the next best sci-fi director. He's certainly gone on to be a really good director with the Knives Out trilogy and all that. But the Star Wars film, like he took ideas in his Star Wars film and he really turned it up. He turned the mythos of Jedi kind of on its head, and really said that anybody could have the Force, right? And that's kind of where that movie ended, was that like, hey, just any Joe Blow could harness the Force and use it for whatever. And people hated that, or people loved it. Huh?
I'd use it for cleaning the house.
I mean, I would
be on the couch.
I would also like use it to just
in the bedroom.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, you did. This is like the first thing you thought about.
but that movie for Rian Johnson was really polarizing, and I think really soured a lot of people on Rian Johnson, the director. And I think he kind of had to take some time and do other things, right? And it's a shame, it's because I think Rian Johnson is a really good director. I think he wrote, didn't he? He wrote Looper, I think.
He wrote this.
Yeah, he wrote Looper. And
he wrote that movie Brick you were talking about.
Yeah. I think he has a lot of really cool ideas for movies. And it's such a shame that the Star Wars film that he did kind of, and I thought as a standalone, I thought it would have been if it was a standalone movie, I thought it would have been a fantastic film. But because it's the second film in a trilogy, it doesn't really work. Is because the third film from J.J. Abrams kind of just erases a lot of what Rian Johnson did.
That was a bad movie.
Right. Well, so like, and that's the thing, is I don't understand why Disney didn't just hire J.J. Abrams to do the entire trilogy. I just don't understand it. And there's verbiage out there and things written about it that J.J. Abrams didn't like the way Disney was handling his first film. And so anyways.
Yeah.
Rian Johnson.
He did.
I think
he had the pressure of being the next Peter Feige or whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's, when
Kevin
you,
Feige.
Yeah,
there we
Kevin
go.
Feige.
Not
the
Peter.
the Marvel guy.
Yeah.
I just think that Rian Johnson had a lot of success with Looper, and he quite obviously cashed in on that success with a Star Wars film. And I wouldn't fault anybody for, because that's kind of the top of the top. I mean, the Star Wars
Yep.
brand is one of the
Probably the biggest brands in cinema.
Yeah.
Definitely top 3, but I mean, probably the biggest.
But it doesn't work out. Now, I do think that movie made a lot of money, but it doesn't work out. So he goes and does something that's not sci-fi, and Knives Out, and Knives Out becomes this fantastic film. It's a whodunit, and a lot of just different ideas for a whodunit. And Netflix threw a lot of money at Rian Johnson and told him, hey, this is your stuff. You do whatever, we got you. And he made a very successful trilogy out of it. And I really hope he goes back to sci-fi now after doing those Knives Out movies, is because I really think he is a super talented sci-fi director, and just a shame that Star Wars kind of made him reconsider that genre.
Yeah. So we also have Paul Dano, who's barely in the movie, but I always love Paul Dano.
He's a little bitch.
He's kind of one of those guys. Yeah, that's what he's cast to be.
He's cast to be a little bitch in all of his movies. I really like Paul Dano too.
Okay, so I mean, there is a lot of truth to that. I don't want to say, but the Fablemans, he's really good in the Fablemans. Have you seen that?
I have not, but I heard your episode with Eric on it, and I don't really have any desire to watch a Steven Spielberg, biopic.
It's really good. It's a really good movie.
And yes, I understand it. It's on my list to get around to. I just haven't. I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
he plays the dad in that movie, right?
Today, so yeah, and he's really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie, and even though it is a loose biopic of Steven Spielberg, it's still really well done.
Yeah.
So I recommend it.
I mean, Paul Dano as a bad guy he's really good.
I
And
like the Riddler.
Yeah.
I like. What else was he a bad guy?
He was the oil movie we watched.
Oh, he's fantastic in that movie.
Yeah.
There Will Be Blood.
There
yeah.
Will Be Blood, yeah. So I like
most of
him.
his stuff. I like him in Little Miss Sunshine. I like him in fucking what's the one where Harry Potter has a magic dick? What is that movie?
I wish that was
Swiss Army Man.
I wish that was the title.
Yeah.
Harry Potter has a magic dick.
Yeah. Regardless, I would still watch it, but that would have got me to watch it earlier. But Swiss Army Man's fantastic. We watched Prisoners.
Yeah.
He's incredible
He's
in
the
Prisoners.
kind of sort of the bad guy in that.
He's like a red herring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's great.
And there's other folks in this movie that pop up that you're like, oh, I remember that guy. I know that guy.
Fucking Jeff Daniels, man. I love Jeff Daniels. And he doesn't have a huge role, but he does a great job of being that mob boss kind of character.
And it's wild that the like they're in Kansas, like the Kansas City mob, which is like just weird to think about, but I guess that's
man. Everybody has a mob. And if you have to run the Kansas City mob, you gotta get Jeff Daniels.
Yeah. Because a good chunk of this movie takes place on a farm where they're growing corn and it's just it's
sugarcane. She's growing sugarcane.
Wait, that wasn't corn?
No, she specifically says it's sugarcane.
Oh,
because he's like, your cane is dead, and she's like, no, it's seed for next year. You dumb. Don't tell me how to fucking farm.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, okay. Uh, it just look. I mean, I guess it looks like corn.
Everything is corn. It's kind of like everything is crabs. Everything is corn.
the um the actor Garrett Dillahunt.
I fucking love this dude. Anytime he shows up in something,
Yeah.
it's wonderful. He did a TV show called Raising Hope. That was a great comedy, really fantastic. So if you ever run across the TV show, I think what's her name from the Goonies is in it too. Martha Plimpton. Man, that show's really funny, and it's got like I don't know if you ever watched My Name Is Earl,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I
but
know
it's the same showrunner, I think, and so it's got this a similar vibe. Really, really wonderful show. And anytime Garrett Dillahunt shows up in anything, I'm usually pleased, and it was really nice to see him in this as well. Um, I think he's really underrated character actor.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he usually plays a bad guy. And so when he pops up you're like, "Oh, bad guy." Even though you might not know his name, you're like, "Oh, bad guy." But I thought he was good in this, and
Yeah, and he's kind of like a good bad guy, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's
yeah,
one
yeah.
of the good bad guys. Like he's not going to hurt anyone he doesn't need to. Like he has sort of a moral code, and there's a point where Joseph Gordon-Levitt's like he's a good dude. He's not going to hurt your mom, you know, unless he absolutely had to. Which doesn't make him good, but it makes him better than like there's the other guy who is like a child. He's not really a child, but he's emotionally stunted and he's trying to what I feel is impress his dad. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Um I don't know the character's name. He's one of the Gap men. But
Which
shot his own foot off at
yeah.
one point.
The name Gatman is an awesome henchman mob name. Like eh,
And they
that.
name all their current like future weapons like old terms like gat. Well,
Oh,
not an old
blunderbuss,
term,
right?
but blunderbuss is an older type of gun.
Right.
But like a gat is like a '90s term, and a blunderbuss is fucking way back.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I like that. A gat was anything that was like a pistol.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of like little small details in this movie that are really cool, and it's and the whole movie revolves around Bruce Willis's Joe character, old Joe, as he's titled in this movie. He's bent on revenge and trying to go back and kill this kid, or the what's his name, whistleblower,
So
or
he's got like a lead. He's got like a kid was born on this day at this hospital,
yeah,
and he knows they're in this area. So there's three kids that fit that description who end up becoming this rainmaker guy in the future who ends up killing his wife. And so his whole thing is I'm going to go back and kill the kid. Basically, it's the would you kill Hitler as a kid if you could? Although this guy isn't really Hitler. He's more of a mob boss style character.
but we see that he could become a big problem.
Yeah.
And so like that's really the dynamic, that the film leads to, is that like, would you sacrifice yourself if you could change the course of history? Essentially, that's
Well,
very
and
simplistic, but
old. So, like, it's interesting here is because the older Joe is trying to get his life back. He
right,
assumes that if he changes the past, he will sort of go back
right,
automatically to this future where, um, like it would fix it. I don't know the rules. Time travel movies always have weird rules. Like, I kind of like this movie's rules, but I've never seen a perfect time travel movie as far as rules go. There's always loopholes, no pun intended. But it's just one of those things you have to deal with. And in this movie, a lot of times they're like well, hold up. Like Jeff Daniels is like dealing with time travel. It's fried my brain. I'm not going to talk about the logic of it. And the movie kind of does that Austin Powers wink and a nod
Yeah.
that they do in Austin Powers 2, where he's like, don't think about it too hard. Just fucking enjoy the movie. And
And
they
I,
kind
I
of do
enjoy
that here.
that, right? I enjoy when a movie, whatever the rules are, just stick
As
to them.
long as you keep up with your rules.
Yep.
Like I was watching the Ready or Not 2.
Hmm.
And one of the rules of Ready or Not 2 is you have to use these old ass weapons. And one family had like bazookas and shit. And I'm like, what? How is that? You're disobeying your own rules. But then I went back and I was like, oh, it's when their ancestors joined. So if they're a more recent family to the cult, then it works. I'm like, okay, we're good. My thing is like you can have rules that are weird and don't make sense in a natural state or in our world,
Hmm.
but as long as you stick to them, I'm good with it. And this movie does its best to not establish too many rules. Like we're not really sure how this changes things, right? You see Joseph Gordon-Levitt though gets his ear nicked by a bullet, and the next time you see Bruce Willis, there's a chunk of his ear missing.
Yeah.
And those little things of how that works. Like the one thing though that really was like, ooh, that's going to change the future big time is what they ended up happening to Paul Dano's character, where his limbs start disappearing,
Yeah.
and it's like, that was a wild scene when he's driving the car and he goes to stomp on the brakes and his foot just whoop, swishes away. That was a good scene, but it was just kind of like, okay, how's this working? Yeah, I'm not going to try to wrap my brain around it.
What's wild
But
is the guy that plays old Paul Dano in this movie. His name's Frank Brennan, and his IMDb picture is him from this movie with his nose cut off.
yes, I saw that. That's your claim to fame. You look like fucking Voldemort.
I was like, that's wild, because literally casting agents are looking at your IMDb Pro account, and that's your picture. Anyways, I mean, I thought that was wild.
Yeah. Great scene though. I really like how they established
Yeah.
why they captured the young person when they're trying to go after the loop. So we should say what happens in this movie is when they send back your personal self, you're supposed to blow them away. You don't actually know who it is until you've killed them. And then you get a giant bonus and you can live the next 30 years of your life pretty much however you want because you've got more money than you could spend if you're like, don't be an idiot with your money. I think you could spend through it. Ask Mike Tyson. But you can go and live your life and essentially retire at the age of 30 and then live to 60 when they come back and kill you. Honestly, kind of an interesting deal. Like if
Yeah.
you get 30 years of retirement, that's more than most people get. And so I see why that would be intriguing for some people, but also when the time comes, you're not supposed to know it's you. And they get into what's really interesting is they do sort of have a time loop element where you see what happens when he does kill Bruce Willis. And then that version of himself makes it to the present. And that's the one that gets married and his wife gets killed. And that's the one that comes back and escapes and flees. And I thought at some point when I saw the trailers for this movie that they were going to work together on something, right?
Yeah.
Getting away, whatever it is. And they never do. There's old Joe, who is the bad guy. I mean, literally kills kids.
Yeah.
His motives are clear, right? And that
I don't know if I
you as
call him the bad guy though. Jeff Daniels is the bad
kills
guy.
two. Sure, he is a bad guy, but Bruce Willis kills two innocent children
Yeah. Okay. Let's
save
pause.
one to
Hold
save
on.
his own wife.
Let's pause. That's an interesting ethical dilemma, right?
No,
Nah,
it's really not.
well, I mean, according to you, it's not. But
because he's only trying to save one person.
correct. But if that one person is everything to that person,
But you're taking away people who are everything to other people for your own.
yeah, but
No,
you're
to me,
you're
he's the bad guy.
you're trusting that people also feel the same way you do about that. And I think it's an interesting ethical conversation point as part of this movie, is because like you think he's a bad guy. Well, I think he's trying to save his wife, and that's his entire reason for being, is his wife.
His motives are clear,
Right.
Like,
And
and
so like I don't regard him as a bad guy.
I personally do, and that's fine. But if you go and look at like Mr. Freeze from the Batman, we get a lot of Batman in this episode. His whole thing is he's trying to save
Yes.
his
Mrs.
wife,
Freeze,
right?
right.
But yes, Mrs. Freeze, which actually might be her name, because I think Dr. Freeze's last name he's Victor Freeze. But
I think it's Von Freeze, I think.
Okay. And regardless of your motives, I think the fact that his motives are clear and they make sense and we can sympathize and understand him.
Yeah.
And maybe using a binary is the wrong way of doing good guy, bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. But to me, in the film, the way he's presented, the whole thing is there's a point in the movie where I'm like, okay, maybe they do need to kill this kid. And even young Joe is like, maybe we do need to kill this kid. But then he gets face to face with the child and he's like, I can't do it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it in me, And so that's where he's like, maybe we can change things. And then yet it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy of how he became. And that's where the time traveliness gets a little blurry, because if he doesn't come back, then the Rainmaker doesn't actually happen, because then Bruce Willis isn't there to kill the woman that then sparks this child to become the Rain. See, that's where your brain gets fried.
Right.
So anyway,
and that's where you're like, you know what? It's fine.
They set them both on opposite sides. Let's just put it this way: they put them both on opposite sides of the issue, and they never come together on it.
Yeah.
And they never meet in the middle. And that's what I thought was going to happen, and that they were going to fight against Jeff Daniels, but Jeff Daniels gets killed off screen.
Yeah.
So,
and I thought having Joseph Gordon Levitt and Bruce Willis on opposite sides, but in this movie to get like they're after the same. That's not right. They're after the same person, essentially.
Because Joseph Gordon Levitt is after Bruce Willis. And the only reason he goes to that farm is because he knows Bruce is going there.
That's right.
He's not after the kid. He doesn't care about the Rainmaker. Makes no difference to him until he finds out that this kid is a crazy
and that's when they're hey, I have to protect the kid, or because he, like, at the end of the movie,
he starts to fall for Emily Blunt too.
Well, yeah, and
that's the other thing. Okay, one of the rules that this movie set up that it didn't follow was Joseph Gordon-Levitt had changed the future by falling for Emily Blunt. And I guess maybe you can get around it because Bruce Willis willed himself to remember his wife. But at that point, their relationship hadn't existed now, because this Joseph Gordon-Levitt had changed things, because he had gotten clean. The whole thing was that Bruce Willis fell for this woman who helped him get clean. And now Emily Blunt's the one that helped him got clean. So again, he's like, the movie's like, don't think too much. But at the same time, I'm like, but you set the rules.
Well, and I think, and that's another interesting point about this movie, is that it does want you to think about things, but it also wants you just to go with it, right? And I can see where that would be a problem, is because you're like, wait a minute, I want to actually flesh out the ideals behind this, but we're moving, because this movie is fast. Like, it is 2 hours, but there's really no downtime in this movie.
Yeah.
And
There's a bit of sitting on the farm, but it
Sure.
is interspliced with Bruce Willis doing his thing, killing children, which you seem to be good with.
Thank you for putting that on the podcast. But
You edit, like it's up to you. You can take that shit out.
No, I think, it's such an interesting moral dilemma that's posed, right? You may not think it's a moral dilemma because it's very black and white for you, but I think, posing the question of how far would you go to save the one person that means the most to you is, I think that's an age old kind of interesting question. And you said it previously, it's kind of like, hey, would you go back and kill Hitler as a kid? And the answer is yes, right?
Well,
yes, 100%.
Maybe, but what if you said, hey, wait a minute. What if I take Hitler and put him in a monastery in fucking America? He won't have the same line. And at that point, you don't have to murder a baby. But, see, my thing is I don't know that I could stand over a baby that I know is Hitler and kill it, right? I would be like, all right, there's another way, right? We don't have to kill a baby, right? I mean, I know you're gung-ho about it, but me, I'm like, let's think about this.
And you would go down as letting baby Hitler live,
up, right? Yeah, 100%. I'd be the bad guy.
You'd be Bruce Willis in this movie.
Wait, no. I'd be Joe. Because Bruce Willis was the one that was trying to kill.
Damn, would you blunderbuss yourself in the fucking chest?
Ooh, see, that's different. I think I would have at least tried to blunderbuss Bruce Willis, right? Like, I like the ending. I like the Joseph Gordon-Levitt's choice there. It made sense for the character. And I didn't see it coming. Like,
right.
And a lot of, sometimes I see things coming, and that one just took me by surprise because, frankly, I thought as opposed to just standing there waiting for Bruce Willis to shoot, he could have been moving closer. But then again, they do establish earlier in the movie that you can't hit shit with a blunderbuss, right. But you can't miss from a certain distance where they're close enough. There's no way to miss. And then if you're a certain distance apart, you're not going to hit him. So they do establish that, and I get it, but he didn't even try. So he got to a certain point and then just froze and then shot himself. So, but I felt like the ending still made sense and was good. One of the things I don't generally like in movies is voiceover.
Yeah.
I kind of was okay with it here because it kind of made it feel like a noir.
Right.
But it only does voiceover at the beginning and voiceover at the end. And to me, that feels like they didn't know how to do it within the context of the story without having.
It's an interesting
to say it.
Yeah, it's an interesting point you just made, and I hadn't really thought about it. That is the voiceover feeling like a noir. That's very, very appropriate. And as soon as you said
especially that future there, I mean, the mob.
Yeah,
that it very much is a noir.
Yeah, and you just said that, and it kind of just clicked in my brain. I was like, oh shit, this is a noir, and so it's little subtle things like that that kind of really make me like this movie. Is because we could find faults with the kind of the plot premise, right? Because sci-fi time travel movies, there's always going to be right. There's always going to be these plot holes.
There's a book I read once called Past Watch, The Redemption of Christopher Columbus, I think, by Orson Scott Card, where I think they nailed time travel in that it's so fragile that as soon as you send someone back, you've already erased the present.
Right.
You've already changed the past, and so you've wiped out the present. And I feel like that's the only way it would work in reality, unless you start bringing in multiple dimensions and shit. But
which this movie also does, right? This movie also brings in this timeline, like it introduces multiple timelines. And I feel like the movie kind of wants to get into all that, but then also is like, you know what, fuck it, let's just keep going, and which I'm perfectly okay with, and I think it works here, and I really enjoyed this on the rewatch because I'm pretty sure this is only my second time seeing it, but you know, it's refreshing when, you know, there are movies that exist that come along, and I'm kind of speaking for you here, but really
Yeah,
surprise you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'll go take a break.
Yeah. Really surprise you, and you're like, damn, that was a good movie. So, anyways, Jeff, do you recommend this one?
Yeah, I think so. It's original. It's fun. It moves at a brisk pace. The acting's really good. Um, I have the problems I have with it are fairly minor, but it is a fun action romp in the near future. I don't want to call it what's the opposite of utopia?
Dystopia.
Yeah, in a near future dystopia, which is not quite a dystopia because some people seem to be doing all right on the farm. But yeah, I did enjoy it very much, so I would recommend it, and I think you would too. Am I right?
Yeah. I really like the setting, the premise here, the just all of the things that are working for it, and like Rian Johnson does little small things. Like, I mean, he didn't have to do makeup or CGI on Joseph Gordon-Levitt's face, right? He could have said, "Yeah, this is him in the past or the present." But he went so far as to make Joseph Gordon-Levitt look like Bruce Willis, and I think that's really cool. And it's a sign of a director that takes the film seriously. And I mean, it's no surprise that he wrote the film, and so yeah, he's going to go out of his way to showcase the similarities between these characters. But just a crazy original film that I think really works, and I recommend it.
Real quick, I just asked the Google machine,
Yeah.
and it is makeup. He had 3 hours every day. He had to sit in a chair
No CGI.
to. Uh,
Let's go
I
back
just
to the Google machine and let's ask, was
oh
there
my
also
god.
CG on Joseph Gordon-Levitt's face? Because I'm pretty sure there was.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Did you ask
because
the
there's
Google
times
machine?
I'm asking right now. The Google machine is yes, there was also
Okay.
used as part of the overall transformation. But the main younger look was achieved by prosthetic makeup.
Yeah, and I think
And
the
other
biggest
on-set
prosthetic
effects.
was his nose.
I thought it was the lip to me, but I
Oh,
guess
it could have been the lip.
But
I mean, because Bruce Willis has a very weird shaped nose.
damn, way to burn him.
I mean, it's unmistakable. But
We roast people who can't actually respond on this program.
I mean, he could probably have somebody respond for him.
I say we, I mean you.
Oh, thank you.
You roast them.
Jeff, what are we watching next week?
Oh, well, I think you said this was made by the people who did that vampire movie that we watched that I enjoyed.
Yes.
I forgot the name of it right now. What was it?
Predestination.
Daywalkers?
Oh, yes, it was Daywalkers.
No, I know Predestination. So we're watching Predestination. It is Ethan Hawke, not Ethan Hunt, because that's from Mission Impossible.
That's
Ethan
a Tom
Hawke.
Cruise character.
Yes, I love the Mission Impossible series. It got a little long in the tooth, a la Fast and the Furious, but still pretty good. And this one has Ethan Hawke, who's awesome. We love him here. And I enjoyed the vampire movie. So a time loop movie with the same creators and actor, I think is right up my alley, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Runs for an hour and a half. Oh, baby, Mark, you've outdone yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Came out 2014. So looking forward to this one. But that's what we're doing next week.
Yeah. Never seen it. Never knew it existed before I did some research on the theme here. But I'm excited because you really liked the Daywalkers. I thought it was okay. And it's got Sarah Snook in it, who's you may know from what's that one show? that one HBO show. Damn it! Why do I even start talking and I can't fucking
You edit
finish
this
as
thing.
soon
You
as
can make
right.
yourself sound like a fucking genius later.
Succession.
Oh, I never watched that show.
Yeah,
so.
really good. And so she's really, I like her as an actress. But yeah, we're gonna watch that. But what you can also watch if you're watching on YouTube is if the subscribe button pops up. I struggle to connect those, but hit the subscribe button when it pops up so you don't miss any future content right here on our channel. And if you want to follow the podcast on all of your favorite social media platforms, we're at Movie Draft House. You can find us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, right here on YouTube. So give us a like, follow, and a subscribe. Jeff, tell them where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me on the internet, chronologically.net. You can listen to my other podcasts where our season, by the time this comes out, our season on Star Trek movies has just getting started. So great time to jump in and start that journey into where no person has gone before.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's...
You like that? You see?
Yeah.
A genius over here. I'm so fucking good at this podcasting shit. Yeah. Damn it.
Jeff, any last words?
Nope.